Welcome to Carriage House Conversations. We are here with I am here with Lauren Gemberling, Events out of Selinsgrove. Okay, this one is probably heads up going to be the 45-minute to an hour long one. She is a wedding planner. So this is all of the information that you're going to need. This is the whole day, the whole year long, 18-month long, pre-planning, everything that you're going to need. So, and FYI, just a couple things. It's March and it snowed 6 inches today, so I felt like I needed to wear pink because think of spring. And I wanted to sit in front of this beautiful mirror here in the carriage house because we haven't done any in front of this mirror here and everybody loves it. So you get to look at the back of our heads all day today too. So, Lauren, thank you for coming up. This is our rescheduled one. I thought we were going to have to reschedule again because the first time you were supposed to come, it snowed too.
Yeah, we didn't have as much snow down at our house.
Didn't you? What did you get?
2 inches? I don't know.
Really?
I'm not good with math.
I'm not good with math. Oh, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be melted and gone by tonight anyway.
Yeah.
Lauren's been coming here for events as long as I've been here.
As long as I think I've been in business almost. Yeah.
How long have you been in business?
We started in 2018, but didn't do our first event until 2019, and I think I did a bunch of events here in 2019.
Yeah.
So.
It's always so relaxing when you're here. So nice when they say that you're going to be here because it's like such a relief for us because someone is really taking care of the bride and taking care of all the decorations, taking care of everything they need so we can really focus on everything Herman and Luther's, the food, the bar, everything we have to do. So it's such a pleasure when you're here.
Yeah, we love coming here too. It's like one of our favorite venues. So.
Thank you.
If you're looking for a venue. Yeah.
So when do you start with the bride? Are most of them pre-planning or most of them day of events? When do you start?
So most of our couples, we have like a good mix, but most of them do like our wedding management, which is like day of coordination.
Mm-hmm.
So with them, we start about 3 months out. We start like collecting all their vendor information. We create their timeline, kind of do like back and forth between the vendors so they don't have to. And then from there on, we just kind of take the reins and make sure the day flows correctly. But our pre-planning couples, those are full planning. We start with them usually a year before, if they book us then, when they should. So that's when we start with them, and then we do like vendor referrals, design, figure out what they really want, and then we dive in from there.
Do you do many that are out of town, or are most of them local?
Most of them are out of town. I feel like in Selinsgrove we don't have that many venues, and the ones we do don't hire coordinators. So we're usually like up here. We go to the Poconos, Lancaster sometimes, but I don't. It's usually about an hour to 2 hour drive for me, which is fine.
Yeah. And how many are on your team?
So right now we have 4 people on our team, so that's nice.
Yeah.
We can take multiple weddings on different dates, and yeah, we've expanded a lot within the last year, hiring 2 people.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the, let's say the year before that full planning bride, are you going on tastings, tours, all of that with them?
So if they want us to come to the tasting, we do. We definitely do vendor tours. Sometimes we even work with couples that are out of state, and we'll do the tours for them, take pictures of the venue if they can't go, and then they kind of just look at the pictures, take our feedback, and then they'll pick a venue based on that. I had a couple from Wisconsin, and they saw the venue the day of their wedding. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was a lot of like pressure too, because I was like, wow, I really hope they like it once they get there, and they did. But yeah, that's kind of scary sometimes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are many brides? Do they take a lot of your feedback? Do they require a lot of your attention?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Full planning couples definitely require a lot of attention and just back and forth. And I feel like they take our feedback more seriously than like day of coordination, just because you are kind of the one that's planning their wedding usually. Our full planning couples, usually we have like 2, it's one package, but we have some that are more hands-on, and then we have some that are not hands-on at all. They just want you to pretty much plan their wedding, pick the vendors. They have a theme, but then you just pretty much do everything and they kind of show up. Yeah.
Do you often do those?
More than the other hands-on couples. Yeah, more than I would expect, but we do them a lot now.
Wow.
Yeah, post-COVID, it seems like people just kind of want to show up, which is fine. That's why we're here.
What's the largest wedding you've done?
I think like 250 to 300. That was in Philadelphia. That was
Wow.
big. And it was on an estate property, so it's completely different when it's on an estate. So then there's no like venue. There's tents. Like everyone's coming in kind of like raw bones. So it's much more logistical planning. And if you're having an estate wedding, I feel like a planner is like almost needed because there's too many moving parts. Like catering is a big deal when they're bringing it in. So yeah, but we do a lot of estate weddings, so which are nice, but they're bare bones.
So the 250 person wedding in Philly, how'd that go?
It went well. I think it was again a lot of moving parts. We had a ceremony tent because there was inclement weather, so then they didn't really plan on that, so we had to move the chairs over. And I recommend buying both chairs for both spaces so you don't have to move. But it went well. It was it's a lot of work at an estate with having that many people, especially in Philly, because the property was big for Philly, but not like up here. Like up here, we would say that's a small area, but down there it was large because it's in the city.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of moving parts, but it went well.
What's your favorite sort of venue to work at?
I think one with air conditioning for sure.
Definitely.
For me, just because we'll be sweaty running around when there's like not any sort of air movement. But I like modern barn weddings, anything with like a modern touch kind of. The rustic I like, but we work at it a lot, but I don't like super bare bones rustic. But we love your venue, so that's kind of ideal for us.
I mean,
yeah.
It goes without saying. And
yeah.
The food.
And the food. Oh, yeah. We love good food at a wedding, which is hard to come by.
Yeah. Get that here.
Yeah, we do. I always tell my assistants, I'm like, you're going to get good food here tonight. So we've had some weddings where we had to get fast food. So.
They don't feed you?
It's just not that good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the smallest wedding you've done? Do you have a minimum for weddings?
So we don't have a minimum, but we probably kind of do. Like I probably wouldn't do like a 15-person wedding. I mean, I guess I would, but I did 25 to 30. That was a Airbnb wedding. They were a couple from out of the country actually, and they came to somewhere like up north here. And Eaglesmere?
Yeah. Eaglesmere.
And they got married up there at like a little Airbnb, and it was like 25 people. That was my smallest wedding I ever did. First year in business, it was fun. But it was a small little Airbnb wedding.
Yeah.
And it was like an elopement, so.
Eaglesmere's beautiful though.
It was gorgeous. Yeah, we had like no cell service. That was kind of nice. But
yeah.
Other than when like vendors were trying to call you because they can't find the directions. That was a little hairy, but we figured it out.
Yeah. Back in the day, I used to do cakes, and DeSalvo's would do the food, and Rosemary from Neville's would do the flowers, and we'd do them on the square there in the middle. And I swear to God, every time I would do a wedding in Eaglesmere, it was raining, and the tent would just be outside gushing down the.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! Every time we did it, but it was like the trifecta, us three going to Eaglesmere all the time. That was back in the day. Yeah, good times. How many weddings a year do you do?
So we usually do at least 20 to 25, and then up some years, but that's our average, I would say.
I just lost my train of thought. I was thinking something COVID. So COVID, what did you do that year as far as rescheduling? How was that for you?
So that was rough just because everyone was kind of rescheduling or having the double wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So we had probably more events. Well, the following year we probably had more events than ever just because we had a ton of clients do like the small wedding. And we would come to that and kind of us would do like day of coordination with that, and then they would get married there legally, and then they would have a big wedding. So like the following year we would do that too. So it was kind of nice because we had double weddings, but it was a lot of work and rescheduling because like one bride would want to reschedule then, and it was very hard to fit in the schedule. And same with like all vendors, because then you'd have to check with your planner, your photographer, your venue, and everyone's like, no, I have that book. So it was crazy. It was tough, yeah. It was tough not working at some venues because some venues didn't require, didn't allow you to work too. So that was hard, but we were happy the ones that allowed us to work.
Yeah.
With the open air.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there one thing that you think a bride should definitely have the day of her wedding, as far as planner, as far as fresh flowers, as far as maybe no children, or I mean, what do you think, like when you think of weddings, what do you think, like, this is my ideal wedding, I think this is my suggestion for a bride?
I think those are all super good ideas. So I think you should definitely have a planner. Even if you're having a small wedding, you don't want your mom, your family member to be that person. And it's going to happen regardless. You might say, oh, my wedding's super simple. We're not really doing much. Well, still something's going to happen. And then your mom or you are going to get bothered. And if I'm spending all the money for a wedding and it's like, one of the biggest days of your life, I don't want someone annoying me with like little questions that your planner could easily handle. And we sometimes help you save money with like finding vendors. We also know vendors that we wouldn't recommend. And that's a big thing. You can see a Facebook page or like a listing and be like, oh, that person looks great. But working with them, it might not be great, and they might actually cause a lot of problems on your wedding day if you don't have an expert person kind of telling you their experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a planner is super helpful. We'll pretty much do anything for you within reason. So it's kind of like having, I say, like a personal assistant on your wedding day, and we've taken care of so many issues that people, like our couples, don't even know about until after the fact because they didn't need to know about it, and they probably would have freaked out if they knew about it, and we just handled that for them. So that's always nice. No children is probably a personal thing. Some people like having them. I think that if you're going to be spending all that money, unless they're like maybe just immediate family, like if you have like a niece, that's fine, or something like that. But I think if you let everyone bring their children, it's a lot of money to pay for their food, and they sometimes, get when they're running around with like staff.
But yeah, we've had that issue. But I think a good thing if you're going to have kids, because some people, it's very important.
Yeah,
it's a
with their
family
families.
thing.
Yep.
Okay. I say hire someone to watch the kids.
Yeah. We've done a wedding where they had like a babysitting service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do that.
Because then the parents can enjoy themselves.
Exactly, because I can't tell you how many bridesmaids I've seen running after their children. I'm like, they don't even get to enjoy the
themselves.
day.
Yeah. And that worked out really well, actually, that service. So they got to participate in like the ceremony of the children, and then I think they like had dinner, but like once the party started, where like sometimes it's even, I would say, inappropriate for children to be out, the babysitters would watch them. So it was nice.
We should get a babysitter here.
I know, we should find a
babysitter
Yeah.
here and offer that service.
like there's dog sitting services where they watch the pets.
Yeah.
Maybe they should do the kids too.
Absolutely. So let's say your day of, because I mean, day of, in my mind, I'm not even thinking like 3 months before.
Yeah, that's why we call it wedding management. So
Yeah.
the whole like wedding planner community doesn't they kind of hate the word day of, because people think that your services are just day of, but it's way more than
It
that.
has to be.
Yeah.
You can't just pop in day of and be like, okay.
So the new term is like wedding management. But then people, like clients, don't understand that. They're like, we want a day of coordinator. So that's why I'm like wedding management, day of planning. But it's way more than that, because we are like managing your wedding by asking you like who your vendors are, making that timeline, because a lot of times, almost all the times, we make the timeline, and then we ask your vendors information, get when their arrival times are, their departure times, and then we'll implement your photographer's timeline into our timeline. So I won't tell a photographer like what times they have to do their photos, because I feel like that's overstepping and stuff.
Right.
And I also don't know how fast they take photos. Some are super quick. Some are not as fast, and that's completely fine. So then I'll ask the photographer for their timeline and put it into ours. So, but we create everything else, and we'll work with like catering and say, is this a good time for dinner, stuff like that. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, communication.
Yes.
Talking to all those vendors.
Yeah, because if you just assume that okay, dinner's gonna be at this time, and you don't check with like the catering company, they could be like, no, that's not possible. So yes, definitely communication, and that's what we do. Because and someone planning a wedding for the first time isn't gonna know that they need that type of communication, and they need to check with multiple vendors to make sure it all flows the day of.
There's so much that you think you've got it down, and you don't realize.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't go and be a teacher or so. You know what I mean?
No,
There's so
never,
many
yeah.
little things behind the scenes that we are like, yeah, we got this.
And we only know from experience too.
Exactly.
Like you can't just like hop up one day and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. You need to learn hands-on kind of how to do that.
Yeah. Let's talk setting up the decorations, and let's talk packing up those decorations.
Yes.
More importantly, after a day of drinking.
Yes. So setting up is always probably, I would say, easier than the pack up because it's usually just us, like your planning team. We have usually the tubs. We carry them up for you. It's always nice if you put like little notes if you're super specific. If you're not, we'll just set up where it looks best and based on communication. But if you're one of those very point type A brides, the little notes, if you have like a certain way you want it set up, is always so helpful.
I do want to interject something. When you're bringing your setups for dessert, when you're bringing crystal glassware, when you're bringing your picture frames, clean those at home and take the price tags off at home.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not having a planner, if you're doing it yourself, no matter what, I can't tell you how many people I've seen in the morning so frustrated, running around looking for paper towels, looking for things to clean all that stuff. Can you imagine the time you would save yourself doing all that at home? Do that at home.
Yeah, we always tell clients to take it off, and it seems like they always still end up not taking it off. And then we waste our time that we could be doing too. And we always give ourselves extra time because things happen, but like that can take a long time if every goblet for like an 125 person wedding has a sticker on it, and they don't always come off. So then you're scrubbing, and yes, definitely do that at home. Same with picture frames, because even if you're like, oh, you won't see this, you do see it, and I will rip it off always because it takes away from the elegance of your day.
Absolutely. That's a tiny pet peeve of mine is a price
I
tag on a picture frame. On the back of it, I don't.
Or like even like on the bottom of like any like candles, if they're glass, you see it. So yeah, I gotta take it off.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so you're setting up the decorations.
Oh yeah, so set up. We can probably talk about pack up too. So pack up is so important. So that's an additional thing in our package because not all venues, some venues do it for the clients, most don't, or some clients just want to do it themselves. I think it's very important to hire someone to do that because after drinking, after a long day, you don't want to do it. After drinking, it gets even worse. The logistical aspect of pack up is always crazy because now, even from like experience, I've learned now to even get more information than that's needed, like the color of the car, where it's going, who's supposed to take it, because it is madness with the drinking. And even when there's sober people like us trying to help, it's crazy because they're like, just give it to me, I'll take it. And then they put it in the wrong car or it's missing. So yeah. And when we set up, we know what tote it goes in, so it goes back in that tote. So then when you look the next week when you are looking through your stuff, you see, oh, they put it back right. But if you let bridesmaids or oh my gosh, the groomsmen, it will be broken. You might not even go home with it.
And I can't tell you how many like fathers of the bride have said to me, do we really have to take this stuff home tonight?
Yeah.
We went over this.
We have an event tomorrow.
Yes. We went over this. You signed the contract. We went over I even have a page now that they sign about that sort of stuff, and we talk about it. And I think we're pretty good here with
you guys are great with
that sort of stuff. But at the end of the night, they don't even want to take it with them
No.
sometimes. And I'm like, yeah,
They're like, I don't
yeah.
want this anymore, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well,
We're not
the trash is
we're not doing that.
Yeah, and the flowers, because then I have that in my thing now, because a lot of the couples, especially when drinking happens, so I want all my flowers. Okay, that's fine, but then the mom's like, well, I'm not taking all these home, and you're like, you need to decide. So I'm like, you need to take your flowers home. Who's getting them? And then we know what car to put them in.
Yeah. And sometimes those flowers are so gorgeous,
And so
so
expensive.
big. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So you should, and you can donate them too. If you like
Yes.
set up beforehand, you can take them to a nursing home. I think maybe even a hospital. So that's always a good thing, because if you don't want to take them home, if you're like an out of state couple, then you should let someone, get a nice use out of them.
Yeah.
Because I love flowers. That's one thing we never talked about. I think that's a big thing on a wedding day. I think a lot of people don't want to make that investment, but I think it's worth it. If you're investing in photos in a venue, the photos come out so much better with real flowers. So I'm always a big yes to real flowers.
Yeah,
Even if it's just like greenery with a few sprigs.
Yeah.
I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a lot, but yeah. I like
And
the
a real
greenery.
bouquet.
Yeah.
Always a real bouquet. For
Yeah.
at least the bride.
Yeah.
If you can't do the bridesmaids, do the bride for sure, because it's a nice, the photos again just come out so much better.
Yeah. And you look back at that, remember, and be like, I wish I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that you want to spend on and things that you want to save on. I get it, but
Yeah, the flowers are big.
yeah. Anything that you want to add to your services to let people know? How are your events this year? Do you still have availability for this year?
So we have availability in July and August. Other than that, we're we're booked. And November and
Yeah.
December. But yeah, all the big dates like May, June, fall, booked.
Yeah.
Like double, triple every weekend.
So booking into 2024.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Unless there's a July.
Yeah.
I'm not in July,
Hey,
so
July couple.
yeah. And I don't like it when I have a whole month off because I get bored.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll pop up.
Yeah.
While you plan your vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my anniversary's in July, so
There you
maybe
go.
I'll do something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have anything else to add, we'll go to the rando questions.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
They're freshies, new ones.
Okay. Do we pick all of them? Okay. What makes you laugh out loud? Oh gosh.
You can spending the day with me.
Yeah. Probably that, or like something my dogs do. That's
Aw.
crazy.
I was going to post that on Facebook today. Watching Harvey jump through the snow, all four
Oh,
legs,
yeah,
like
'cause
bunny
he's-
hop.
yeah,
That's like
he's short.
that's the best thing.
Yeah, ours are just, they like run around and they're crazy. They jump off the back of the couch, which I don't suggest because I'm like, I don't like them breaking a leg, but
But they do
they're
it.
crazy.
We're both dog people.
Yes. Next one. If you could pick any celebrity to be your parents, who would you pick? Oh, wow. This is a big
I
one.
know a parent.
Parent. Oh, maybe someone really wealthy.
For sure. Absolutely.
Oh
If they're a
gosh.
celebrity, they should be
Yeah.
wealthy.
I kind of want them to be like semi-normal. I don't
Good
know.
luck if they're a celebrity.
I know. I'm trying to think of someone older too, like not my age. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, like maybe like can I pick one as like my sibling?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe like Will Ferrell because he's funny.
Okay. You could be your dad.
Could he? How old is he?
Yes.
I'm 27.
Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's not gonna see this.
Yeah.
He's I'm gonna say he's in his 60s.
No way. He's older than my parents? My parents aren't in their
I'm
60s.
54. Will Ferrell's way older than me.
I feel like he's not. Oh, wow. I didn't know he was that old.
I would
I
imagine.
thought he was in his 40s.
Oh, God love. I hope
I
Will
don't
Ferrell
know.
does see this.
That was a hard one for me.
He could be your dad. He
Okay.
could be your dad.
I don't know if I want him as my dad, though. 'Cause he's- Yeah.
He could be your older brother.
Yeah. What is something that's popular now that annoys you? Oh. This one's hard. Give me an example of something that's popular.
Oh, well, there's so much social media, anything.
Well, I like social media.
But I mean, like TikTok dances. And...
Oh, okay, I hate TikTok dances.
Well,
I like TikTok, but like, I don't need to see everyone like
face filters.
Okay, yeah, or that new TikTok like trend where people are like running in like a gown and it's weird, and I don't know why we're doing it. Okay, so that annoys me. Okay. What do you bring with you everywhere you go? My phone. Yep, my phone. Yep. Okay. Best Halloween costume you've ever worn? I was Pikachu once in college, and I thought that was really cute. And my husband was at Ash Ketchum or whatever, the Ash guy. He's the Pokemon dude that like throws the balls. And then my sister was the like Pikachu evolution. My friends were all, Pokemon people, so that was cute.
That is
I
cute.
guess. Are you a planner or spontaneous? So I'm definitely a planner in my life. Like, I have to plan everything. I'm kind of crazy, obviously, given the job. So.
Yeah.
Am I reading all
Can you be spontaneous?
Yeah, definitely. Like, when it comes to, like, hanging out maybe with my friends and stuff, but, like, in life, if I'm, like, doing anything that's big, I have to plan. What is the first thing you notice about people? Probably like their first impression, like maybe their vibe, and then I try to see if I like match with that.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that.
What do you do to unwind? Well, I like watching Yellowstone. I just started watching that.
See, I was gonna say Kevin Costner is my dad.
Oh, who's that? Is that the guy that's in Yellowstone? I just started watching it.
Okay.
I love him. Yeah, he could be my dad. So yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, I like binge watching shows when I'm available, hanging out with my dogs again, shopping, obviously.
Oh, good.
That type of thing.
Oh, good stuff.
All right, last one. What's the best gift you ever received? Ooh, I don't know. I haven't received that many gifts.
Well, Ian doesn't see this.
He's not really that good at it. He knows that though. I don't know. I've always wanted someone to give me a dog, and they never have. So that would be a good gift. That's what I want to receive. I don't know what the best gift I ever gave. Maybe my engagement ring.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Those were hard.
You did good.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, everyone. So this was not difficult for you, right?
No, just the questions. Everything else was easy. I was so nervous to do this. So.
She did great.
I don't like recordings.
So, any planning needs, especially in July and August this year?
Yes.
Get in touch with Lauren Gemberling. I'll have all of her info in the show notes. I think it's what I have to say.
Okay.
I've been saying on the YouTube. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
Another good day, and we'll have another one coming up soon here. Hopefully the snow's going to melt.
Yay.
Thanks.